Hello and welcome to my video. It is about your computer tower. It's something that everybody has and we use every day. Not many people know what's on the inside of it and just exactly how easy it is to just open it up, take a look around, and a lot of times you just fix things yourself and just by unscrewing a few things and unplugging some stuff. So basically, I'm just gonna go off on the put the basics of what you can find inside most computer towers. Here you're going to see this is a picture of a computer tower. They already have the side pulled off of it, and what you see in here is basically what you're going to find in almost every computer tower that you're going to find on any store. Um, I'm just going to start out with the PSU right here, which is the power supply unit. Um, this the power supply unit. It What it does is it converts power from the wall outlets for your computer to use. You can see here there's a fan that cools it down because it gets very hot. I just have to say one thing, that if you do decide to open up your computer and look at it, make sure that you're doing it when it's not on. Unplug it. Make sure to uncharge yourself of any static electricity by touching something that's metal, because even the slightest bit of static electricity will just it'll kill your computer. I mean, it'll burn stuff out. Um, So just a little word of caution. But yeah, the PSU here, it converts the electricity, and that's basically what runs your computer. It makes all these components run. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is your hard drive, and that is located right here as labeled. Um, your hard drive is when you look at it, when you see it, it almost looks like a little silver CD with like a looks like a record player type of needle thing that's on there. It's not, but that's what it looks like. The hard drive is where your software is, and where your documents and other files are stored. The hard drive is for like long-term storage, which means that the data is saved even if you turn the computer off or unplug it. Um, Most of this stuff in here, like your PSU, your hard drive, your motherboard, your fan, all this stuff is just held on by like basic screws or clips or tabs. They can easily be removed, and which means that they can easily be replaced, which is really nice. The next thing I'll be talking about here is your RAM, and RAM stands for Random Access Memory. And the random access memory is your short-term memory for your computer. The short-term memory disappears when the computer is turned off. The RAM is either measured in megabytes or gigabytes. The more RAM you have, the more things you can put on your computer, and the more things your computer can do at the same time. So let's say you're a gamer, you want a lot of RAM so that you can do multiple things and your computer isn't lagging. Um, Next thing I'm going to be talking about here is this thing right here. I mean, this square right here. I mean, this is like your motherboard. This is pretty much where a lot of the action goes on with your computer. Your motherboard is the computer's main circuit board. Now, this is something that if you're going to replace it, you're probably going to replace the whole thing. I mean, unless you're like a god with like a soldering iron, you're feeling lucky and you want to undo all this stuff. Good luck, but most of the time, people just they just replace the whole motherboard. But the motherboard is the main circuit board. It's a thin plate that holds a CPU, which is this little square guy right here. Um, it also holds stuff for the memory and connectors for the hard drives and the optical drives and expansion cards. Basically, it just the motherboard connects directly or indirectly to every part of the computer. So, if this thing ain't working right, your computer is not going to be working right. The next thing I want to talk about here is this little square guy, like what I said before, the CPU. The CPU stands for the Central Processing Unit, also known as a processor. It's located here on the motherboard. Basically, this thing is called like the brain of the computer. Its job is to carry out all the commands. Whenever you press a key or click a mouse or start an application, you're sending instructions to the CPU. Sometimes there's like a heat sink on there or like a fan to cool it. If you'd be surprised how fast things can heat up on the inside of a computer and start melting things. So yeah, this is like the thing that runs everything. That's like the brain, the heartbeat. Next thing I'm going to be talking about is other things. Like let's say like this video card, which is located right here. And you'll easily, when you open up your computer, you'll easily be able to see these things I'm talking about. These guys, like the video card, and there's also like a sound card. These things are just things that you can expand upon and buy extra, because most of this stuff is already like your computer out of the box. It can handle like your basic graphics and your basic and sound. But if you want to get something better, that's what people do. They'll get like a better sound graphics card or a sound card, and that's something that's as easily as just plugging it in. There's like a big pin set, and you can just slide it right in, lock it in place, and plug it in. And a lot of gamers will get this just to improve like their graphics and their sound, like when they're playing their video, their games online. Well, that's about it. I hope I gave you a couple ideas of some of the stuff that's on the inside of the computer. Again, to wrap it up, you have your power supply unit, you have your hard drive located here, your video cards, you have a sound card, your motherboard, the fan right here keeps everything cool. One more thing before I go. One of the biggest thing that causes a computer to slow down or just act funny, overheat, is that it gets dirty. And dust is a killer. It'll get all over in here. So, every once in a while, even if you don't want to mess with anything in here, just take the side off. Again, make sure it's unplugged. Take the side off and just kind of brush it out. Don't use a vacuum cleaner, because a vacuum cleaner's got high suction, and you might suck out one of these chips or pull off a wire and not even know you did it. And then, you're going to sit there and wonder why your computer won't turn on or is acting funny. So just something like a light, like a feather dust or something like that. Nothing that's going to get any, drop any particles in there, but just make sure all this stuff is cleaned out of like hair, like dust bunnies or any kind of cat hair, and that'll save you a lot of trouble down the line. So I hope this video kind of highlighted some things, kind of cleared up some of the mystery of what's inside this computer tower. Thank you for watching. Bye.